So let's do this together in about 3 minutes. Let's figure out the future of agriculture in about 3 minutes. You ready for that? I know we can do this. Trust me. I've done it before. All right. So let's take a look, and this is admittedly somewhat simplified, but what do you need to grow a healthy plant that would make us healthy in a way that's healthy for the planet? What do you need? Soil, got it. What else? Water, great. What else do we need? Sunlight, perfect. Now, sunlight's usually a later one. Okay, what else? Okay, we can go with air or not go with air. We do need air, absolutely. But yeah, we'll throw air in there. Okay, so far we've got soil, right? We got water. We got sunlight. We got air. What else do we need? What do you put in the ground? Seeds. Yeah, sorry. It's early. Come on. It's Sunday and it's early. Come on, guys. Late Saturday night. Okay, what else do you need? Who puts the farmers, right? And what else? What about the terrible thing these neonics do? Pollinators, right? Remember, 1 out of every 3 bites of food you take is there because of a pollinator, right? And in certain areas, we need nitrogen. What is a natural source of nitrogen? Animals, right? There you go. I call it the essentials. Not too difficult. You could write it down. Probably remember it. So here's the question. When I talk about the industrial agriculture being unsustainable, and you hear that a lot, hey, it's unsustainable. Hey, it's unsustainable. Let's go through and see if that's true or not. Or am I just BSing? Yes, I can say BSing on stage. It's okay. As long as you don't say it the whole thing on. All right, so how are we doing with, what do we start with? Oh, how are we doing with soil? How are we doing with topsoil? Great, right? Industrial agriculture is wonderful for topsoil, right? It's horrible for topsoil. We're destroying a topsoil about 13 to 15 times. I said the rate it can replace itself. And so what do we do when we don't have enough nitrogen from the natural soil? What do? We put on synthetic fertilizers. But they're okay, right? They're horrible, right? Synthetic fertilizers, I mean, they're causing dead zones the size of Connecticut. They're destroying our entire delta ecosystems. They're destroying bringing algae and bacteria into city water systems. They're contributing hugely to climate change. Wow. So soil didn't work out so well. But the good news is that industrial agriculture uses water really well. No, it's horrible for water. Industrial agriculture is exhausting water. The beef culture alone, right, has destroyed the Colorado River. You know all the statistics about literally 120 gallons of water required for each of those Big Macs we talked about. That's another reason it's an unhappy meal. It's destroying our water systems, right? And then on top of that, we have all these biocides that are poisoning the aquifer. And as I said, the Ogallala aquifer is down 40%. It takes 1,500 years for that to build up. So it's a disaster. I mean, the West right now, the Colorado River, by the time it gets to Mexico, it doesn't exist anymore. Not just the aquifers. These are rivers. Yikes. Well, the good news, though, is that we're doing fine with seeds. We have this huge diversity of seeds that industrial... No. Actually, in my lifetime again, according to the FAO of the UN, we've lost 80 to 90% of our vegetable and fruit seeds. Now, some of those, thank God, are being saved. And by the way, please, any gardeners out there, get on our website. We have a seed-saving website. We've done this now for about a year, but we have all these amazing people. It's like a dating site for seed savers and gardeners and small farmers. Except you don't date. You exchange seeds, and you get to talk to each other and exchange seeds. So please get on the Center for Food Safety website. You'll see that. It's our international seed-saving network, and become part of it. It's a great thing to be on. I'm on it. You can get all these great seeds from people for free. It's nonprofit. No one's getting $1 on it. But we're just using it as a platform to save these seeds. Monoculturing of seeds is a terrible problem, not only because we love the diversity and the beauty and the taste of different foods, but also because we live in a climate change world where we don't know what seeds are going to work in any given part of the world in the next 50 years. We're going to need all that diversity for our food security. But not through the industrial agriculture. They're monoculturing it more and more every day, and they're patenting, right? The whole point right now, Monsanto owns 26% of all the world's commercial seeds. And if you add Syngenta, Bayer, now that's about 66% of all the world's commercial seeds are owned by 3 chemical companies. And they don't use those seeds. They deep six them so they won't be competitive with their GMO and other varieties. They are cornering the seed market to not use those seeds so they can have the world's farmers only buy their very few seeds they have out there. So that's why this kind of seed network we're doing and others, hopefully joining us, and seed libraries around the country, they're getting more and more popular, thank God, and that's why they're really needed. So seeds didn't work out, soil didn't work out, water. What about the sun? We doing okay with the sun? Now we somehow turned the sun into an enemy. We know for the magic of photosynthesis, and you know, you can go to the most sophisticated extension schools of USDA, we still don't understand photosynthesis. It is still an alchemical process that scientists don't even understand. And yet there it is, the sun somehow, and then you have the chlorophyll and the sugars, and that of course feeds the soil. Wow, it's magical, right? So we turned the sun into an enemy. And how are we doing with the pollinators? Right, we lost 80% of our bees last year. We represent beekeepers in our lawsuits, and it's tragic what's happening to our pollinators. It's gotten so bad in China that they have people actually pollinating, trying to pollinate it. Farmers, I mentioned. 10 million farmers lost in my lifetime. 5 million farms lost. Huge monocultures. These foreclosures causing this massive suicides across the country with farmers. It's just absolute. And farm communities, if you travel through Iowa, as I did about a year ago with one of my board members who's a farmer there, it's horrible. Schools closed up, communities gone. It's just a nightmare. And full of these toxic pesticides. Can't drink the water, can't take a shower. The water is so contaminated. It's a terrible thing. But at least we're using the animals right. We're using the animals in a way to give more nutrition to the soil, right? Now, we got 10 billion animals, these animal factories. What do they do with the waste? Becomes these huge lagoons, not useful for anything except contaminating aquifers, contaminating groundwater. But they also bring out something that helps climate change get worse, methane. So when I tell you that this system is a nightmare and it will not continue, it will end one way or the other, I ain't kidding. We just went through the essentials, folks. That's it. It's not airy, hug tree huggy. No, that's it. Those are the essentials. You blow those, we don't live here anymore. And we take a lot of the freaking planet with us. Not good. Bad. Well, what's the answer? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple. It's just a little hard to get there, which is we obviously cannot use topsoil at a rate that exceeds its ability to regenerate itself. You probably heard this new term everyone's using, regenerative agriculture. Well, this is what it means. I'm not sure it's the right term. We can talk about that. But this is where we are. We need to say, hey, we cannot use topsoil. And by the way, the USDA is doing a great job on this. Tremendous progress being made on bioremediation of soil. We're doing lots of projects in Hawaii. You can get on our website. We're doing a lot of soil remediation. We're really deep into the soil work. It's really important if we're going to make it as a race here. And so then water the same way. We cannot use water more than it can regenerate itself. That sounds obvious, right?